What's up, everybody? Couch Mills here, coming at you with a brand new Overwatch video. And in this video, we're going to be breaking down the 6 tricks that carried me from Silver to Grandmaster. Because that's where I started, and I spent thousands and thousands of hours climbing through Gold, Plat, Diamond. Not that much in Masters, but eventually I got to Grandmaster. So let's talk about everything that helped me the most, and maybe you can learn a thing or two about how to climb and surpass your limits. But go to the GameLeap website in the links down below for high quality in-depth guides and tips and tricks over every single hero in the entire game. And yeah, let's just jump right into it. But the first thing, and this is underrated, but so goddamn important. I don't care what anyone says, this is especially for PC players, and it's having good equipment. If you are playing on a computer that gets you less than 60 freaking frames per second, and you're not playing on a good monitor, you don't have a good mouse, you have like an old mouse that you found in your mother's basement, I don't care who you are, it's gonna be incredibly difficult for you to climb to anything past freaking plat rank. And yeah, I know some of you are gonna be like, well, hey, there have been pro players like Eco that climbed all the way to freaking top 10 on a 60 FPS like laptop, right? Well, guess what? The majority of us are not built like that. I'm just saying, equipment matters so damn much. I can't tell you how frustrating it was for me when I was grinding this game on a laptop, when every time I would try to blade, because I was a Genji main back then, and every time I would try to blade, I would just freaking lag. And I felt like I was losing or missing kills because of my lag. It was frustrating. It was frustrating to play. Didn't want to play the game all that much. And yeah, it was just freaking rough. But the second I upgraded my equipment, the game felt a lot more fun to play. I felt like I was actually in control of my actions, and definitely something that is very important for you PC players and even you console players playing on a really shitty TV, honestly. You know, having a really nice, reliable controller, there's just a lot of things that you could do to make yourself more comfortable. That's gonna make you more consistent as well. Now, the second thing that I did that was so damn important that I really just kind of ignored for the longest time, and it wasn't until I started putting time and effort into doing this did I see substantial improvement, and it's hard focusing my mechanical skill. I remember watching, I forgot what pro I was watching, but he was like just in the pre-phase before you're let out of the doors, and he was just like flicking to the heads of everyone in that room, right? His teammates, and just practicing his headshot. And he would go into training and he would hit all of his headshots consistently on all the bots. And I remember back when I was watching this and I was like in freaking, I think I was in low gold. I was just like, holy shit, how can he do that so consistently? That's crazy, right? I just thought like, that's crazy. I'll never be able to do that. I couldn't hit consistently at all. And I would just practice it every single day. And I would go to free-for-all, try out free-for-all, eventually practice it. And I would put in the reps, and slowly but surely, it basically just came to a point where I was incredibly consistent. I was very, very consistent. I would not miss the bots ever. And then even when I was in game, I would get in situations or gunfights where I would know when I was gonna hit an ability or a damage 100% of the time. Like it was like, will I hit it or will I not hit it? It was like, I know in this specific situation, I will hit it. And it's very important to focus on what we call the micro. I was worrying so much about macro. I was watching videos like crazy. A lot of you might be the same. Well, you watch videos non-stop, but you don't even put a fraction of that same amount of time into developing your own individual skill. And I promise you, not only can individual skill carry you out of bad decisions, but bad individual skill can, you know, fuck up a good decision that you made, and it's just not gonna work out because you don't have the mechanical skill to back it up. Now, the third thing I would highly suggest that I did, and it's finding good duo partners that you work well with. Now, they don't have to be the most godly players you've ever played with. It's actually not even required. In fact, I wouldn't even suggest it, just having someone that's insane you're playing with, because then you're always gonna be the one that holds them back or holds them down. You want a duo partner that y'all are similar in skill and that y'all really kind of help each other's mental. Because that's something about Overwatch. There's a lot of goddamn RNG. There's a lot of randomness. Even when you play like a god, you could still lose. And you need someone who's gonna encourage you to just go again and keep playing and keep grinding. And not only are you gonna pick each other up, but you're gonna play off each other in game. So you're gonna get more impact, which leads to less RNG, and y'all are gonna be able to coordinate plays a lot better. But even in those times when things are frustrating, when there's a lot of RNG or there's just toxic people on your team or whatever, you can shrug that off a lot more because you got a buddy to just joke about it and talk to with, and y'all are kind of keeping each other's mental up. And This is something that's so important though, is have open conversations after the fact about what went wrong. Be honest with the mistakes you made and take in constructive criticism. Don't just play the blame game, but it's very important to help each other improve at the same time. Actually care about each other getting better and care about what the other person says about what you did wrong and vice versa. I think that's just gonna be a really great way to just, you know, push yourself to the next level and improve. It's like a freaking workout partner, right? Definitely a lot easier to go hard at the gym when you got a buddy with you. Now, the next thing that we need to talk about is scrimming. This is something that I did a lot. I might have done it a little bit too soon because I did it like right when I hit diamond. I started scrimming like non-stop, and it might have held me back from climbing the ranks. But something it did do is it really helped develop the macro or my macro understanding of the game. Overarching strategies. I got to play against enemies that were far better than me, and I got to learn how good strategy, good team strategy could triumph over individual gods all day, every day. Like, we had a team where I think our average was like 3.7k SR, and we were constantly scrimming against Grandmasters because we would roll every Masters team, and even Grandmasters team we would roll because our dive was just so goddamn good, our strategy was so good, and it didn't matter individually if every single player on the enemy team they were better than us, our understanding of the game and our, you know, coordination and cohesion, that triumphed that. And I think that this is really where my like coaching mind started getting churning back then, way back then. I mean, this was like in season like 3 or 4 or something like that. It was forever ago, but really this is something that I really attribute to not only finding those good duo partners, but really learning the game from a larger level. And I think it also is one of the big reasons why after I broke through that mechanical skill problem, I kind of shot up the ranks very quickly because my out of game understanding, my game sense was already quite high because I scrimmed so much. Now, the fifth thing that you need to do, and the fifth thing that I think helps a lot of people if they have competitive anxiety, I know I did the first time when I was climbing through the Masters rank, I was having a little bit of problems, and I had this competitive anxiety where I didn't even want to play. I was like, oh, I just got to 3.9. What if I lose it, dude? What if I lose it? What if I have a freaking throwing Torb on my team? And by the way, funny tangent, 2 times when I was about to hit Masters for the first time, I had a one-trick Torb and we lost both those games. I was so salty for so goddamn long about Torb mains. I couldn't even pick the character as a meme because I was fucking pissed off. Now I don't even care about it. It's kind of funny looking back on it, but I remember back then. And here's the stair step method. It's you climb an alternate account, same characters. You're not doing some special Doomfist to Grandmaster bullshit. You're playing the exact same characters that you play on your main, and you're trying legitimately just as hard. Nothing's changing. You just have a secondary account and you try to get it to the same rank. And then you can go back and forth where you're stair stepping, right? You're reaching one all-time high on one account, you swap to the next one, you reach a little bit higher than that or the same rank, and then you swap back and you go back and forth, back and forth. So it doesn't really matter if you lose on one, you're just gonna play on the lower run until it gets to the same rank as the one that is higher. It's gonna help with competitive anxiety a lot. It really helped me a lot, and it helped me stair step. So I was like, you know, 3.7, got the other one at 3.7, 3.8, got the other one at 3.8, 3.9, got the other one at 3.9, and then I broke through Grandmaster on one, the other one I dropped for a second, and then won all the way through, got Grandmaster on the second one, and it helped me, you know, really feel like I earned it because I could do it on 2 accounts. There was a lot less luck involved, I felt, and it also helped me deal with my competitive anxiety, which was a great thing. Now, I told you about all the things that helped carry me from Silver all the way to Grandmaster, but let's talk about the biggest mistake that I made that I think prevented me from progressing even further. Now, I ended up focusing on a lot of other things, and I still had the capability of climbing pretty high, but the big problem that I think happens to everyone no matter what rank they want to get to, and it's called the Gatekeeper. It's when you touch a rank and you do not legitimately grind at that rank for a long time. This is something that people do when they finally reach the rank that they've really wanted, but they don't keep playing in that rank. And that's the thing. If you don't keep playing in the rank that you achieve, you don't really deserve that rank anymore. It's like, yeah, you're gonna keep having it, but do you really deserve it if you can't, you know, hang in that rank, play in games and win 50% of your games in that rank? No, you don't really. So the first time I touched Grandmaster, I remember for like the rest of the season, I was like, hey, I'm a Grandmaster player. I'm not gonna play it at all. And then the next season, I started it off. I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna actually play. And then I lost a whole bunch of my games. I'm like, fuck, I suck now. It's because I was just trolling. I was playing on alt accounts. I wasn't trying. And so I had to re-grind and relearn my skills and really work hard to reach back to Grandmaster the second time. And I was like, yeah, what the hell? If I would have just kept on playing, sure, I might have lost. Sure, I might have lost Grandmaster, but my skills would have kept on improving. I would have had more time to keep getting used to this rank. And that's something that I'd suggest. When you reach your plateau or your new rank, just go again. Keep it going and just realize that at the end of the day, you're trying to work on yourself. You're trying to better yourself in your own skill. So it doesn't really matter what your rank was. And of course, a lot of times it's just based on your peak anyways. So yeah, just keep up the grind, keep it going. And if you have any questions about any of this, let me know down below. And go to the GameLeap website for high quality in-depth guides, VOD reviews, tips and tricks over tons of different maps, every single hero. So there's a specialty guide that you need to dominate. We got it. So go check it out down below. But thank you so much for coming by. I hope you enjoyed the video. I love your faces and I'll see you next time.